second.
Yeah, give thanks to the uprising. Hope we didn't wake you up. In fact, if we did, we're glad that we woke you up. A lot of us need to be woken up even at this time. Well, I can see the princess is woken up. Yes, family, just saying blessed love to you all. Morning uprising, blessed beginning of the day. Approximately 20 minutes after 5. Where we are here. That lead us bringing for the morning meditation. Again, I hope you don't mind. Hope I'm not disturbing your presence. This is how we do it. Very important to get a head start on the day. I mean, I said it's 20 past 5, but I mean, you should be up at least by 4. And already going into a meds. It's very important that an individual creates a space of their own, especially before you get the so-called day going. It helps. Of course, you see me partaking, but I mean, even if a person doesn't partake, it's about meditating. You can meditate without the chalice and the marijuana. You know. It definitely assists greatly, especially if you know what you're doing. But for sure, all of this can be done without. But the main thing is to give yourself a moment every day, even if it's for an hour. Well, even if it's for 15 minutes, I should say, but you should give yourself at least an hour. You know, that is why it's important to start in darkness, and then it progressively becomes light. Here, I was in the darkness for a while. The sun is now coming up. So we give thanks. Morning meditation. Keeping the vibes. Yes, give thanks for all those who are with us. But Dudley Desert Oasis. Brother David with us as well. Shalom, my brother. Well, with Dudley Desert Oasis, it's like it's going to be an oasis in the desert soon. They said the clouds of rain will be gathering very soon. So we give thanks for that as well. And of course, you know, in fact, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the cannabis lecture and tour. So it's already here. Of course, where I am from here, in the distance, I can see the Sherkley Mountains for sure. So enough vibrations will be going on. So hey, as I said, it's a morning meds. Prepare myself for the summer solstice too. Yes, man, I just mindset in the house. Glorify my Lord, give thanks. Blessed love, our strength and power. Holy Emmanuel, I Celestia, Jah, blessed love. So yes, fire, family. We're roasting the wicked and there's some bingy here, you know. Oh man, just parked in the house, my Lord, glorified. Thanks to family. Thanks to all the loved ones again. Yeah, of course, you don't know Jerusalem, my happy home. Name every day to me. Shall my labors have an end, thy joys when shall I see? Yes, this is a very important moment of the day, you know, the uprising. That is why King Solomon said that it's a shame for the sun to rise before a man. You could imagine that the first time I read that. That's not in the regular Bible. That's in it's either in the Wisdom of Solomon, in the Apocrypha, or something of the sort. But anyway, I know for sure. Solomon says that it's a shame I mean, that hit you like an arrow, like it's a shame, you know, for the sun to rise before man. And interesting, even as I'm looking around here, you see all the birds flying, all different sorts of birds, and even dogs and pussycat and whatever animals that exist anywhere, at this time with the rising of the sun, they always find themselves up. Even the owling, even the owl that they is said to be a nocturnal animals that flex in the night. They're still up when the sun is coming up. So it's a natural reverence to be present when the sun is coming up. You know, it's only human beings you find napping and sleeping when the sun is coming up, unless maybe they have to go to work. But if they get a day off, they're surely going to be sleeping in. You know what I mean? So that is why now you see you'd always hear people talk about free will. I was listening to a discussion the other day about free will, and there are those that say, well, free will exists. Some say free will don't really exist because when you do something wrong, the punishment will come back to you, which is the truth. you know. So, what is the vibes? Is there really free will? But if you notice, most animals are wired. When I say wired, they have a specific pattern. So if it's a lion or it's a leopard or it's a seagull, I'm watching a seagull here. If it's a hummingbird, all hummingbirds basically behave the same, even though they have different types of hummingbirds, they basically have the same behavior. And of course, the different types, will give them a slight variation. Like they have owls again that live in the ground. Is that all owls live on trees, but an owl is still an owl. Some birds are vegan, and then they have some birds that eat flesh as well. Some birds are raw carnivores. But the point is, a condor is a condor, an eagle is an eagle, a robin is a robin, whatever type of fish you are, a shark, a hammerhead, but they stick to the profile that they have. So a shark will always be a shark. Even though the tiger shark and the hammerhead shark may have a slight difference, not just in appearance, but in behavior, or even what they decide to eat and when and how they sleep. But the thing is that they keep to a specific principle that seems to be wired inside of them. And it is wired inside of them. They actually did an experiment on some, what you call them, cockroaches, where they took out a specific thing out of the cockroach brain. I mean, that's the level of science now. And cockroaches that would have come out in the night started to come out all hours of the day because a specific, whatever it was taken out of the brain. It's like a compass or some sort of GPS or some sort of motivator that operates the cockroach. So the fact that they removed that, it started to act differently. And they've done that sort of experiment with other animals, showing you now that the brain is wired in such a way that certain behavior patterns, as we see in animals, just become natural. Now, I say a lot to say, human beings, remember, we're the one that have free will now. Human beings are said to be the intelligent animal. So we're the ones now that can do what we want. So again, wherein when the sun is coming up, all the birds are up. Not unless maybe the bird has to be sick to dying, not to be up. But all the birds are up. I'm sure every bird that is in this longitude or anywhere close to where the sun is coming up is up. You understand? But unless a person has to go to work or have to go somewhere important, they might be sleeping. This is important. So now this is why the tradition now of the order of God is so important. That's why we always talk about the principle of God and the true order of God. Whether man believe this, that, or the third, I know for sure in creation there must be a principle, a standard where human beings, just like the bird, just like the fish, just like all other animals, just like the lion and tiger, just like the same little cockroach, they have their own principles within nature, and so does man. But you see, Man is on a different level. In a sense, man can do what they want. You understand? But man should not be just doing what they want. Man should be doing, man and woman obviously, should be doing what he or she was naturally wired to do. So how you figure out what you're wired to do? Well, as I said, you naturally should not be snoring and sleeping in bed when the sun is coming up. Is that all? Just waking up and seeing the sunrise, that is what man is supposed to do? No, that is just that's one of the many things that should be a part of a man's principle. Now, there are many people that advocate you getting up before the sun, you understand? But even as Bobo Shanti now, what you get up before the sun to do? Psalms reading, and by 6 o'clock, no matter what time of the year it is, then the sun will be coming up. You're going into something known as morning devotion. The morning is a time of meditation. The morning is a time of even plotting the day. The morning is a time of concentration. To be honest, the morning talk is a dread talk too, because that was something that was infused into us too. Literally, morning. Do you know in the ancient times? Well, maybe I shouldn't say the ancient times, but in the olden days, right here in this land, here, Antigua, they used to bury people in the morning.